What is up, guys? I hope you're keeping well in this mad lockdown. I just really want to share with you one of my own little garage workouts that I've done recently, where I'm just using a couple of dumbbells and some resistance bands. Give it a go. More about chasing the pump, just have some fun with it. So for this video, I just kind of want to talk over it of what I'm doing. So I always begin warming up with the bands, do some chest openers, which opens up the rear delts, and then I also like to do some shoulder rotations with the band, just to make sure that my shoulders are moving freely and there's no niggles. Probably perform about 15 to 20 reps on all the movements. And I like to move to some front raises with the bands, just to make sure the front delt is moving nicely. This is especially important for me before I go into any pressing movements. Then just to mix it up, I opted to use different resistance bands and do some lateral raises, just to really gain some mind muscle connection, because obviously not being in the gym means I'm not as active on certain movements anymore. So this is a really good way to warm up and get me focused for the session. To make this workout as intense as I could, I started with some dumbbell lateral raises. I've got some 8 kilo dumbbells here, and the aim was to do 15 reps, nice and controlled, just bringing them up towards my chest. Once I managed my 15, you'll see shortly, I move on to use a resistance band, where I would put one foot in the middle and also aim to perform 15 reps. Now the band of choice I chose was just to use the single blue, which you'll see any second now. So yeah, one foot on, and I just aim to perform 15 reps. Again, really just trying to chase a bit of a pump, pushing my delts to fatigue. Then once I got to my 15th rep, my next aim was to hold the bands up for a 15-second count, or just 15 in my head, just as an isometric hold, just to really burn out the shoulders to finish that set. Moving on, I then wrapped my blue resistance band around a pole in my garage and performed some single arm chest flies. Now I put my other hand on my chest just to really get that mind muscle connection going, just to help me focus on the squeeze when I'm bringing the bands into the middle. Now this wasn't the toughest of bands I could have used, but I got an efficient squeeze. I did roughly 12 to 15 reps on each side for roughly 2 sets, and then I moved on to my next movement. So moving on, after I've done my isolation movement on the chest with the flies, I then opted to do my chest press with a green and a blue and a black resistance band, joining them all up together just to create as much resistance as I possibly could. I kept them quite low, as you can see, so I didn't really engage too much on my shoulders. I just really wanted to focus on squeezing the chest when I was bringing my hands together. nice and slow and controlled on the way back, and a big drive forward and just squeezing my chest as hard as I can. Obviously this doesn't even come close to using free weights, but again it was good just to chase the pump. So one of my favourite exercises for triceps is this cool variation of a single arm tricep extension. So you bring the dumbbell either side of your body. You'll find you'll get more of a greater stretch going behind, as you can see, closing the gap, and then coming up, and then coming down towards the top of your shoulder or the top of your chest. I just find this work all heads of the tricep. Really effective. Again, just using the 8 kilo dumbbell here, trying to move with good control, especially when I go behind, trying to get as good a stretch on the way down as I possibly can before extending up with control. Make sure to keep the shoulder in a nice fixed position so you don't engage that too much when doing this movement. Another favourite tricep workout for me is to do some overhead plate extensions. So I find with the plate it helps keep my elbows in a fixed position and they're not wandering off, whereas if I had a dumbbell in each hand that can often happen. This forces me to keep my elbows quite tight, and I get, again, a good stretch on the way down, and it allows me to really overload the triceps with a decent amount of weight. I'm just using a 20 kilo plate here because that's all I have, but it's more than enough. And I just aimed for 10 reps and just did 2 sets on this. Here's a little cool setup. So I used the 3 bands I used earlier for my chest press, and I did some single arm tricep extensions, but with the band coming from behind me, allow me to get a great stretch when I bring my hand towards my shoulder and really drive the hand away, extending at the elbow to really squeeze that tricep as much as I could. Just another good variation to really hit the triceps, bit of a shock to the system, but overall very enjoyable and a lot more difficult than I first expected it to be. Moving on, so I figured I had not done too much chest stuff, and I really wanted to target my chest as much as I could with a bit of weight, so I remembered I could probably just do some landmine presses. Now, I stood up to do these, which are easier than when you kneel down, so I basically used 1 set to warm up, like this, just squeezing my chest on the way up, nice control on the way down, before eventually I was able to add another weight. And go again using 2 plates. The more weight did feel a lot better than when I just had 1 plate on. So if you have any questions on any of the exercises I did there, just drop them in the comments below and I'll definitely comment back. Also, if you want to see anything else from me, just drop it in the comments and I'll do another video for you guys. Take care.